Hey Javelinas, I'm Ciana Cortez with the South Texan, and today we are celebrating 100 years of Javelina history, all leading up to this moment. TAMUK opens a time capsule sealed decades ago, but as we look back, we are also looking ahead, burying a brand new capsule filled with today's spirit and ready to be opened by future generations of Javelinas 50 years later.
How does it feel to be a part of a university tradition that started a century ago?
Honestly, it feels amazing. Like hearing everybody's speeches, I was kind of like thinking back, like, wow, like I'm really glad that I chose this university.
What does it feel like to witness this historic moment as TAMUK celebrates 100 years?
Oh, it's really exciting. As the archivist, I get to work with all the history, but this year, getting to really get in depth with that and just see how the Javelina pride has just continued throughout the 100 years has been really cool, and the way that the Javelina Nation has come together and just supported this institution over the years. It's been really neat. And then with the Centennial on top of that, celebrating 100 years, we're not only looking at the past, we want to make sure that we are collecting stuff now for the future. So putting the time capsule in the ground is just one way that we are thinking about the future and the present. Now that we've done the physical time capsule, there's going to be an archive time capsule, so we'll launch that officially on Monday. Anybody, students, faculty, staff, want to donate to the archive time capsule, they're welcome to do that.
What memories from your time at TAMUK came rushing back when you saw the time capsule opened?
It was the time when he got buried because I was here. It was a very special occasion. I was hoping that I was going to be able to be back when they opened it, and you just don't know if you're going to be here or not. And it was very special today to be able to actually be back and see some of the things that went into the capsule.
Were you surprised by any of the items or messages found inside the old time capsule?
I think the most surprising piece was the preserved rat. We had heard stories from people who had been part of the 1993 time capsule that there could be some type of rat in there, and so we were very cautious about opening it, and we were hoping that it was still intact or that it was preserved still. And luckily it's one of the better looking items. It was like the last thing to get added on the top, so it was actually really well preserved. So that was one of the exciting things that we uncovered.
What was it like working on this project to be ready for the public and just in general for the historic curiosity?
I felt like a lot of sense of responsibility and trying to make sure that we captured as many people as possible or as many groups as possible. We were trying to have like a good representation of what TAMUK is right now. And so I felt a lot of pressure and immense sense of responsibility to make sure that we are doing that. We want to make sure that when in 50 years when someone opens this time capsule, they say, hey, this is represented, or this was a group that was organized and got things together for us. When we unearthed the time capsule, we didn't really have much direction. We didn't know what it looked like, what was inside of it. We had kind of like the first page of what some of the items were, but we didn't have the rest of the 34 items that were listed. It was a surprise for us. We didn't know how deep it was buried, so we had to kind of ask around and see where was it, how deep was it buried, what was it contained in. We didn't know any of those things, so we were going in blind. Now that we're doing this, we wanted to make sure we had kind of a layout for the future, trying to unearth this. And so we're making sure we're documenting the process, video and pictures, so that our future can say, okay, this is how deep it is, this is how we preserved items, and that way we can have a better opportunity for them to be able to understand what's in there and how to get it out. It was very difficult.
Thanks so much for watching. This has been Ciana Cortez with the South Texan. For more videos like this, like and subscribe to the Javelina Media Experience.